What's happening, Disney fans? I am DL here with the trailer review. The official trailer has released for Tron Ares, the third installment of the Tron franchise that's going to be released later this year in October. And man, I gotta tell you, I am surprised how long this franchise has lasted because let's just call it how it is. Tron is not really that successful of a franchise. Um, the first Tron that came out in the 80s barely did anything financially. Yeah, people consider that to be like a cult classic, but I don't hear Tron in the pop culture zeitgeist as much as the other Disney films. It felt like it just got lost in the shuffle. And then many years later, in 2010, we got Tron Legacy, which that's starting to get more of a following over the past few years, but that also didn't do very well financially. And a lot of people, and there's certain people that think the movie's pretty forgettable as well. That didn't really hold on to the pop culture that much either. That Tron Legacy. The biggest thing that people were talking about was the soundtrack to Daft Punk. Uh, yeah, I guess the effects in the movie was a whole lot better than it was in the first film. Like the special effects in that movie is groundbreaking, but it wasn't that exciting of a film once again. And then there was a show on Jetix, the animated show that they did with Tron. I think it's called Tron Uprising, which I think that's actually a really good show, but that ended up being canceled before the first season I think even finished, or they definitely didn't get to a second season. So like I'm surprised how much Disney is still trying with this franchise, because like this is not like the Tron is not a hit. You know, it's not like Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, it's I'm very kerfuffled at this, but not because I don't want Tron to succeed. Obviously, I do. I think the concept of Tron is actually really cool. I think it's very interesting. Like this is a property that Disney has that could help them stand out to other science fiction properties today. But it just feels like they're not tapping into the full potential that this franchise can have, you know? Like this should be something that could compete with stuff like Star Wars or Star Trek or Avatar, stuff like that. Like this is the type of stuff that should be bigger than what it actually is. And so I'm happy that we're getting a third movie. I really am. But like is this movie even going to be successful? Do people even care about Tron at this point? And then I know not a lot of people are fans of Jared Leto, but he's going to be one of the main characters in this movie. He's going to be the main program, Ares. Um, and I just don't know. But to talk about the trailer itself, because you guys want to hear me talk about the trailer. This trailer looks awesome. It looks great. You know what this actually reminds me of? There was like this fan trailer that was released like a few years ago. Like I probably like a while ago. I think it was called Tron Destiny, and it looks like this film is taking a lot of influence from that fan trailer that came out years ago. Like because they had like the vehicles come into the real world, and they had like the red aesthetic and stuff like that. Um, and obviously, they in that trailer they teased Master Control's return, which I don't think Master Control is going to come back in this. It'd be cool if he did, but I don't. I think they're going to a different direction here. But it looks like they're taking that concept of bringing the programs and the stuff from the grid into the real world. It looks like they're going to use that in this film, and I think that's really cool. I think that's a natural progression of where the story can go. And from what I'm seeing with all the different stuff from the grid and the real world, it looks great. It looks awesome with it being translated into the the actual real world. Um, man, I'm one thing you cannot take away from these films is the effects. The effects, well, specifically from Legacy and now this. Uh, Dude, the effects are groundbreaking. Like the overall concept, the world building of the grid itself is something that you haven't seen before in a film. Just the way that they structure it, the way that it comes off, it's very unique. And so they have that going for it. Even I'll give some credit to the first Tron because, the look and aesthetic of that is unique as well. And, with Legacy and Ares, it's just adding on top of that. And as far as the story, it looks like they're not following the same characters that we've been following from the previous two movies, though I do think that but I think as far as the characters, we're not going to be following the same characters that we've gotten from Legacy. I don't think Olivia Wilde's coming back or Garrett Hedlund's coming back. Jeff Bridges, I believe, is coming back. Obviously, you got to have Jeff Bridges because he's been there since the first movie. But yeah, it looks like they're gonna have Evan Peters and a couple other people that are new, and Jared Leto's also a newcomer to this franchise. I'm very interested to see how Jared Leto will be utilized in this film. I actually am a Jared Leto fan. I know a lot of people hate him, but I think he's a great actor. I don't condone some of the weird stuff that he's been doing outside of films, and some of his method acting could be a little too far, but I always enjoy watching him. He always, to me, he helps elevate whatever film or material that he has, or whatever film he's in. He somehow finds a way to elevate the material. So I think he's going to add something really good to Tron if they're actually able to keep him focused, and actually, have his performance actually match with the, what they're going for with the film overall. But yeah, him as a program, I think that's really cool. I'm wondering what his mission's going to be in this film. But yeah, man, this looks insane. This looks crazy. It's cool that they got Nine Inch Nails to do the score for this movie. So I'm excited to see what music they're going to bring to that. It would have been cool to bring Daft Punk back, but I think they're borderline retired now. But hopefully they still have a similar sensibilities from the Daft Punk soundtrack while also doing their own thing, because I think that's one of the things that really makes Tron as good as it is. Not only the effects, but just like the music and the tone and the ambiance. Hopefully they're still able to keep that while going into a different direction. But and also the overall, just the red aesthetic. I love the red aesthetic. I love it. And I know we're used to seeing like the blues and the turquoise and stuff like that with the previous films, but I like that they're changing up the colors in here. The red aesthetic makes it look more gritty and intense and stuff like that. But if this franchise is able to continue after this, it would be nice to see other color aesthetics for them to use. But they got to get through this third movie first. Like I said, I'm surprised we have a trilogy of Tron, and these aren't hits. These are not hits. I hope that the marketing for this does enough that people actually do want to see this, where it's actually able to make a profit. Because I'm sure this movie is not cheap to make. This already looks like a $200 million film, so people need to go and see this. If they want to see more from this. I don't want to see this franchise die. Like, when I say I'm surprised that they have a trilogy, like, it's not because I don't like Tron or I don't want to see more from Tron. Because I love the potential. I love the world building. I love this franchise uniqueness. I like the overall concept of the world. But this franchise needs to make more money. It really does. If it wants to hit the heights that it wants to, it has to put in the effort with the marketing and the story of the movie itself. The story has to be engaging. The characters have to be engaging. I hope that this movie does enough where it actually can be a successful film. That actually could be a successful franchise. I hope and pray. But even if it doesn't, at least we were able to get a trilogy out of this. That's the best thing I could say about it. Like, I'm happy that we at least got a trilogy from it, and a TV show, a short-lived TV show, but it was a really good TV show. So at least they're able to do some stuff with it. If this will end up being the last one, but we'll see what happens, man. We'll see. But these are my thoughts on Tron Ares, the official trailer for Tron Ares. What did you guys think about it? Did you guys enjoy the trailer? You guys excited for more Tron? Are you looking forward to for what they're doing with this film? Are you even overall a fan of the Tron franchise? Did you guys watch the Tron Uprising show? How do you guys feel about Jared Leto being one of the main characters of the film? Do you guys think he'll do a good job, or you guys just don't care for him at all? You don't think he's going to bring down the movie? How do you feel about Nine Inch Nails coming in to do the score? Do you like the aesthetic of the film? You like the red? Do you like that they're bringing the grid stuff to the real world? What do you think Jeff Bridges is going to do in this film? Are you hoping that Garrett Hedlund will make an appearance, or Olivia Wilde? Let me know your thoughts down below.